covering every county. This is your statewide newscast. Arkansas Today.
Good afternoon. I'm Mallory Brooks. Thanks for joining us for Arkansas Today as we begin with breaking news. A Little Rock police officer who had been fired after a deadly shooting has been reinstated to his job by a local judge. Charles Starks was fired back in February of 2019 for the shooting death of Bradley Blackshire after a traffic stop. The judge's order reinstates Starks to his job effective June 5th. Which means he will be receiving back pay because it was June of 2019. The judge also reduced Stark's pay to that of the entry-level salary for LRPD's newly hired officers. It's a story we first broke on the KARK4 News smartphone app. To be the first to get breaking news alerts, download the app in the App Store or Google Play. A kidnapping suspect involved in a deadly officer-involved shooting has been identified. West Memphis police say Dedrick Thompson was the driver in a car chase that crossed state lines. It ended with his passenger being shot and killed by police. 3 officers are on administrative leave. State police have taken over that investigation. Dover marshals are working to track down a shooting suspect they believe is armed and dangerous. They're looking for Kyle Earlsley. Officials say Earlsley shot someone at a home on West Camp Street, then ran away. The victim is expected to be okay. Earlsley was last seen driving a newer model black sports car with a cross emblem on the hood. If you see him or have any information, call 911. Clarksville police investigating a shooting at the North Rogers Apartments. A man was shot several times yesterday morning. Police have not released the victim's name. One person was taken into custody, but police have not released the suspect's name or motive as well. A New Year's Eve plane crash in Kansas killed a Maumelle man who served 8 years as a volunteer firefighter. 48-year-old John Venata worked with the Maumelle Fire Department from 2006 to 2014. He still lived in Maumelle and was working as a DEA agent. We're told he was also a paramedic and graduate of the Military Academy at West Point. One of his former colleagues spoke with us about working alongside him several years ago.
Because he did so much, he obviously had lots of friends and associates that he meant a lot to. If there was something going on, he wanted to be involved in that.
No word on what caused the plane crash in Kansas. A woman who was also on board was killed. In Hoxie, a restaurant caught fire. Firefighters say it started in the upstairs area of the Old Hickory Barbecue restaurant yesterday morning. It took crews about 20 minutes to put it out. We don't know what caused the fire, but state police are investigating. A new health warning for parents with young children. The Center for Disease Control wants to remind you how easily illnesses can be spread to babies. The focus is now on RSV. The number of cases, it's now on the rise. Alexis Wainwright spoke with a family who went through it the week before Christmas.
Well, the boys actually had a really terrible cough and congestion for a couple of weeks.
What seemed like a simple cold quickly changed. Sarah Riffle knew something was wrong when one of her twins had labored breathing.
We went ahead and called the pediatrician, and they told us to take him directly to the emergency room.
Her son Bennett was put in ICU at Children's Hospital. The following day, his brother showed the same symptoms.
It's so hard to see them so miserable and suffering, and as a parent, be pretty powerless.
Riffle was told her 7-month-old twins had respiratory syncytial virus, better known as RSV, but her sons were not the only ones.
The pediatric intensive care unit was completely full.
Riffle says she wasn't surprised because she heard about the increasing number of cases in Little Rock and across the state.
It also heard through their daycare that RSV was on the rise and that it had been going around.
The family was hoping the boys would fight through the virus and be home for the holidays, and they did. Now Riffle has a message for any parents who have young children.
Trusting your instinct, to see if potentially something might be wrong. Always, call your doctor and ask those questions.
And Riffle says she is thankful her boys are now home and healthy. And the start of the new year means many new laws go into effect, including a new minimum wage here in Arkansas. Caitlin Sinnett explains what Arkansans need to know in 2020.
Tony Valentine has owned T's Barbecue in Harrison for 5 years with about 10 employees.
And they're worth more than what I'm able to pay them as a small business owner.
And that price he has to pay them went up in 2020. Voters approved a minimum wage increase in 2018, and it rose from $8.50 an hour to $9.25 in 2019, and now $10 in 2020.
The wages go up. It's basically like having another employee that you really haven't planned for.
Which means in the future, Valentine may have to pass that cost along to the customer.
The prices have to increase along with that. The money's got to come from somewhere.
State Senator Scott Flippo says his main concern is employees will get replaced by machines.
We're going to see a lot of positions that have historically been minimum wage positions are going to start getting scaled out due to advances in technology.
But that's not the only change in Arkansas this new year. State Senator Scott Flippo says there were also a few new laws that went into effect. While minimum wage went up, the top income tax rate in Arkansas went down from 6.9% to 6.6%.
Making sure that we have a competitive income tax rate is important for job creation, for bringing new industry into Arkansas.
Another more unique law prohibits state funding from going toward human cloning and destructive embryo research.
Arkansas respects the culture of life and the sanctity of life.
Some other new laws address the publication of county budgets, towing certain vehicles, and online insurance verification. Reporting in Harrison, I'm Caitlin Sinnett.